Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. So, settle down. This is going to be a good one. Warning in advance, just take your shoes off, put your feet up and relax. It's a top-class map. You can just see from the overview here that everything is centered on the 25 tiles. It's a really nicely planned out map by one of the newer creators, but right in that top category of creation. It's a map that I only have one minor grumble with. One minor one. So if you're ready for a grumble-free episode, settle down with your finger on the like button. That's right, hitting that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Mossissobo by Anoupou, Merynetjerou. This is completely a fantasy map based vaguely apparently on the Mississippi, but it is vaguely. It is just a river fantasy map, yeah. There's your start square, looks perfectly good to me. In fact, the whole thing's going to look perfectly good. Look, there you go, terrain heights, that looks perfectly good to me. Lots of flat buildable and mountains for backdrop. And there's your resources, oh my goodness, colour, and it looks perfectly good to me as well. What about the fishing? Well, pretty much, yeah, swathes of, just like the way everything tapers, you don't see that in many maps, and looks perfectly good to me. Off to the workshop. Now, there is a required list on the right, but there's also a one-click collection, but there is also a really good write-up. Again, settle down with your reading glasses on and read through this. There is a version in French if you speak French. The map is linked in the one-click collection. But do have a read through here. There's a little nod to some YouTuber. Don't mention their name, but there is a nod to a YouTuber who tried to help fix a problem with the map, but they were no help. I have no idea who this YouTuber was, but apparently they've been to about 1,000 locations without leaving their seat. It's no clue. No clue. Anyway, here's your one-click collection. Amongst the things here, we've got Owl's Albedo theme. We'll be using the photorealistic by Reaper Lut. And there's a few trees and 81 tile mod recommended. The couple of bits there that I haven't got subscribed, like the No Radioactive Desert and Daylight Classic. I use the old version of Daylight Classic and I have got Hide It instead of No Radioactive Desert. So it's all fine. It all works out in the end. Right. Oh, and the one at the bottom, which was the French version of the map, it's exactly the same. Well, there's 9 minor differences. A little game. Do go and sit down and read that workshop page. It's a work of art. I promise you, it's as good as the map. It couldn't be better than the map because the map is pretty much on point. In fact, as I've said, I'm not really going to be moaning much in today's show. There's really not much for me to have a go at. Normally, I'd like to get my teeth into something. I do have something that I think could be improved on. What is there is good. Don't get me wrong. In fact, the whole map is what there is good. But there is one thing that I think could be just pushed up another level. And hey, listen, I'm just here to, to the newer creators or the lesser creators, give tips and advice and show them where they're making obvious mistakes. I mean, just look at this little elevated section here. That could have been just nothing. But we got the resources underneath that just make the whole thing look like a different area. And got a little water feature there as well. It's glorious. But yes, with the better creators, and Anoupou Merynetjerou is definitely in the better creators, one of the best creators category. There's no arguments really. These are the creators where I say, hey, did you think of this? This is something that I would possibly do. I'm not going to be able to do a better job myself. Don't get me wrong. I'm not criticizing anything. This is great work. This is Da Vinci. This is looking at Da Vinci's paintings and going, hey, did you think about maybe doing a splash of pink in the corner there? That would really make it pop. And he would look at you with disdain and say, hey, come on. Go back to your painted by numbers, which I probably will. Anyway, now heading down into the start square. We've got a big buildable swathe in the start square, the roundabout as well, which a lot of you will like that. And somewhere in this start square we have and asset of the day. And this one is the XIXth Century House number 4. 19th century house. I know. By Line 7. It's quality through and through. I love it. It's sharp, it's clean, and it sings to me. It sings to me. I like it. Okay? I'm going to use it sometime. Factoids, because factoids. Sir Thomas Beecham, the English composer and conductor, was born on this day, the 29th of April in 1879. He was a man renowned for renowned even, for his learning and biting wit, and was once quoted as saying, "Why do we have all these third-rate foreign conductors around when we have so many second-rate ones of our own?" Sir Thomas Beecham. Happy birthday to you, sir, the late Thomas Beecham. Don't think he's around. That'd be 150-ish, wouldn't he? Anyway, the 19th century house number 4 by Line 7. That is quality and stands in with the map. Very much stands in with the map, which has like a French flair. The French are well known for their flair. Just got to look at their rugby team. Oh, the rugby team is very renowned for their flair. Unfortunately, the rugby team, which is probably the best one they've had for, oh crikey, a decade, maybe. And they were really driving on. I mean, beat the English. Well and truly beat the English. God dear. And then, well, we had this Corona thing come along, and the international season was just curtailed, and we'll never know. We will never know if they could have finally gone on to lift that silver trophy. But yeah, the Six Nations, the classic European international rugby. Right, anyway, long story short, let's head back. Let's head back to talking about France, because there's nothing to talk about here. I suppose there is an argument. I don't feel that it would add anything to this map personally, but a few of you might want to see a second highway. There is only the one highway. It does run all the way across the map in a pleasing manner. Can't fault that at all. And there is just the one rail line, which again, it's a very pleasing rail line. It's a very European-y style of rail line. It's not perfectly straight like you'd find in, say, Aussie or across in America, where you have like huge swathes of flat lands that you there's no point in building a bent railway if you've got a direct straight route. Of course, here we've got hills, we've got mountains, we've got orchards, and all the reasons to keep bending these things around. Anyway, it's very pleasing. So there is that argument, and if you want to make the argument for the if you want to make the argument, sorry, I'm distracted by just how pretty this thing is. If you want to make the argument for having the second highway, yeah, great, do it in the comments. I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree. Now, this map does have far more parts to it that we can really look at today, but I've taken you the entire length of the highway, so let's have a little look at the rail, which means transporting to a different part of the map, because the rail doesn't follow the road. What it does, it crosses the road. So this is possibly where you might have imagined having a highway coming in this way instead, and then where it crosses the road maybe having an intersection, and then maybe drawing in a separate rail line. Now, I get the argument for this particular map not needing it. It doesn't fall down because it lacks an extra highway, although, like I say, a few of you might appreciate it. Now, if you're watching this on the day of release, the 29th of April, there's a new show up on my YouTube channel. It's the Biffa 30-minute panic challenge. Just finished uploading it, and it was a whole bunch of fun to record. It's 30 minutes to record as well for me, but to build the biggest city as possible in vanilla. Yep, a whole bunch of fun, and like it's because you're under so much pressure, there's so much panic that you do make some silly mistakes. I made some silly mistakes. Looking at it now, I could have made a slightly bigger city if I'd picked up on those mistakes earlier on, but when you're trying to do as much as you can in 30 minutes, well, you're going to make errors. Errors were made. It was a first vanilla build in 3 years, and probably my last one for a little while as well. Just like, Okay, where were we? I'm not talking about this because this just speaks for itself. Its quality, it speaks for itself. I can't really say anything that's going to tell you anything that you can't see here. Elevated to flat land, it's nice and level, it's beautifully done. We're going to take an intermission, we'll talk about like mods and assets and themes and LUTs, and then when we come back, we'll have a look at the shipping. Do you reckon there'll be shipping on this map? Of course you do.
Are you confused with the difference between a mod and an asset? And what's the deal between a theme and a LUT? Then you need BonBonB's Beginner's Guide to Mods, Assets, Themes, and LUTs. Click the information button now.
And so back to Mossissobo and the shipping routes. We have like a droopy boob with a nipple on the end there. It's a weird thing. But hey, sometimes these things aren't drawn out. Yeah, they're just drawn out, but not to make any sort of picture. It's what you see, isn't it? And then we've got one coming in from the edge in the corner here, and that loops in this way. Again, a lovely little triangular thing there, and another little one there, and a dead end in the coves. And this follows across the map this way as well. And then bends off that way, and yeah, it's just like where you want the shipping route to go. Very, very smooth and lovely. And we got one more. It's this little one. It's like a spangle. There you go. A lovely little spangle going on there. It's all good. Water flow, we have good water flow. We expect there to be, because we do have this little waterfall sequence going on here, and that does give a little bit of motion to the ocean, and it pushes this main river down and through. And when you get to the start square, you're going to spot something. It won't need me to tell you, so I'm not going to tell you. You'll spot it. Have you seen it yet? Have you seen it? That's right, there's a lake on the left-hand side there as well. So you can draw from 2 different water sources. Oh, and there's some pipes already in place, just to get you started, which is a nice little touch. Not essential. A few of you won't like it, but it's all there and it's in place. That's fine. Okay, all told, it's lovely. It's just lovely. Where do we start with this? The River Delta? No. Let's start with the... over here, the start square. We've got the river. I don't know, so many things going on. The start square has got a little abandoned village in there. We're not the first settlers. This is nice and tidy. There's actually so many bits here. There's one bit I was going to come back to, which is like a little... I think it's on an island somewhere. And you've got a little path leading into some trees. And I think they're missing a trick there for doing a little bit of extra detailing. But you know what? The detailing is good enough. Is this the one? Is this the island with the... I think... No, this isn't that island. There is another one. Anyway, again, just looking at all of this. This is quality through... I don't know what I can tell you. I'm going to tell you that you're going to get a vote in a minute. And another abandoned village over here by the beach. Very neat. Yeah, you're going to get a vote in a minute or two, and when you do, and you get to vote on it, I would vote honestly, because this is going to score well today. This is definitely going to be one of the top 10 maps of the month. We have over here a little feature. There we go. Recently sunk wreck. As you can see here, it's still on fire in places as well. Bit of steam at the front. Spewed its cargo. That's very tidy as well. And then if we have a look over here, we've definitely got some flotsam and jetsam on the beach as well. That's just nice little touches. The whole map is full of nice little touches. And then it's got nice big touches as well. Like, oh hang on, there's a castle. Ooh, it's a castle down here at the castle over here. And again, love the way the castle walls are done. We've got these like 2-tier level walls. We've got the ditches on the inside as well. It takes ages to get that done to that level, you know, and that's on top of making the map as well. Top quality. Over here we've got a little mountain. Not a very exciting mountain. It's a little mountain. It's got an interesting shape to it. It's got great water features around. I haven't really showcased that mountain enough. It's got some really nice water features around it. And speaking of water features, we've got the Mossissobo River. Oh, and I love this little island as well. It's not the island I was looking for. But again, a fine detail. Love the sand work in there as well. Draws you in to the cottage, the abandoned cottage. The river is just so swirly. It's unbelievable. It's so lovely. And then it takes us up to the waterfalls. Now, this is a lovely area. Beautiful area. Agreed? I think we're all agreed. right, but I'm not moving on just yet because I think it could be more so. Now, if Anoupou had subscribed to just one set of maybe Zardas's water-friendly rocks like these ones here. Now, this is not the job done, okay? This is not the job done because honestly, I rushed this one and you can't rush it. This is something you could spend 3-4 weeks just making the waterfall beautiful. In fact, I'm just going to spam it with rocks, I think. So yeah, just going to spam it with the same rock over and over again. I think this waterfall, with some carefully positioned extra rocks, this sort of style of rock, could have ended up looking... Oh my goodness, no, seriously. This is a crap job, okay? This is a crap job. I've just made the waterfall worse. But I'm telling you, I've seen better. Better than this work. I've seen rock work on water features that would have made that waterfall pop to the nth degree. Unfortunately, it just pops. It's not to the nth degree, it's just excellent. And that's the only thing on the whole map where I feel it's just missing a trick. That's the only thing. And there's nothing wrong with it. Like I say, proven by the fact I've just made it worse. No, the Essential Lighthouse. The Essential Lighthouse. And then we've got another little castle area over here as well. Now, honestly, there's too much to show you on this map. There is too much to show you. Everything, though, on its own is of the top quality. What do you think of this map, though? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 2-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Yes, it will be, won't it? Aesthetically. Right, my only... And if you can call this a grumble... That waterfall is amazing. It just could be better. And so because it can be better, I can't give it 5 stars. It's a 4-star map for aesthetics. It's a 5-star map for aesthetics that I'm being tight on. Detail. Through and through. Can't fault it. Can't nail anything on this one at all. It's 5 stars for detail. Yes. The final one, a few of you might knock this one down. Well, knock it down. A few of you might have this at 4 stars. I'm going to have this at 5 stars. It's all down to whether you feel an extra highway connection would benefit the map. I'm okay with it. I'm giving it 5 stars for gameplay potential. You guys, you might think otherwise. But all told, I think it's an excellent gameplay map. Excellent map through and through. Definitely going on my short list, my long list, for map of the year. But for the meantime... because we can't wait till the end of the year, we better give it a BonBonB seal of approval. There it is. Boom. Lovely. Well, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing. And thank you to Anoupou Merynetjerou for uploading such an amazing work of art. I don't see any problems with that map at all. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It's just taking that waterfall to the next level, and it's all right. And of course we've got waterfall assets as well now, but even ignoring them, just a little bit of rock work here and there, that would pop. Lovely stuff. Anyway, that's it. I'll be back tomorrow, and don't forget to check out my Biffa 30-minute panic challenge. See you soon.